This is how I discovered the fault with my oxygen sensor on my Mx5 Mark III. There's the car up on stands with the front right-hand wheel off, which gives access to the sensor. I bought a fault code reader and it gave me two different fault codes. Post-catalyst fuel trim system 2 lean, bank 1, and this reading, no activity O2 sensor circuit, bank 1. This could be caused by a number of other faults, such as an air induction leak or an exhaust leak, or even a MAF sensor fault. So it's important not to jump to conclusions just because it says there's an O2 sensor fault reading doesn't necessarily mean that it is the oxygen sensor that's faulty. Anyway, I decided in the end that I would replace the sensor, which cost me £95 for a genuine replacement part. So this is how I went about doing it. I had to buy a special kit of sockets to get the sensor out because it's in a deep pocket. I bought a 2-piece oxygen sensor socket. There it is, 2 sockets and an adapter from 3/8 to 1/2-inch drive. I bought a small wrench as well. Here's the wheel arch with the wheel removed, which is, as I say, the best way of accessing the sensor. You don't need to remove, there's the sensor shown from underneath. You can't get at it that way. You don't need to remove the whole under wheel arch trim, just this small plastic trim, which is held in place by 2 fasteners and a tang moulded onto the trim. There's the tang. I'm pointing to it there, and that goes into a hole in the chassis rail. There's the hole. Looks a bit rusty, but it isn't. So you have to pull that out. This gives you access to the sensor. There you can see the connector plug. There's the old sensor removed. There's the plug. The little tab on the top of the plug there has to be pressed down to remove it from the other half. There's the sensor, which looks a bit dirty, but otherwise looks perfectly in good condition. And I put a meter on that, and I found that at room temperature, it was actually generating a very small voltage. Well, it shouldn't do that. So I took it from that, together with the readings that my fault code reader had given me, to mean that the sensor was behaving strangely. And as I say, I decided to replace it. I threaded the connector block through that hole between the swinging arm and the chassis so that when I screwed the connector in, it didn't twist the cable. I threaded it out again afterwards and pushed it through this cable holder, which is attached to the heat shield, as you can see there, and then reconnected the plug. And I found that my fault code had disappeared from the dash. Actually, with the correct tools, it's not a very difficult job. And I wish you the best of luck, and thanks for watching.